Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is February 19th, 2026, and we're going to do a quick check-in for the people on what's happening in the planetary system. We got a lot of stuff going on. There's like an exodus, some kind of a rapture, love reunions. Let's see what's happening here in this central energy, please. What's happening for the planetary system and this shift, please, Spirit? Well, we've got the Knight of Cups. Somebody could be making a proposal in the challenge position. Somebody's doing what they love. King of Cups. They're challenged by a King of Cups. So, Mr. Romance is challenged by a King of Cups in the subconscious. So, yeah, so, all right. Ooh. What do we got going on? Lovers. So we got the false flame is being challenged by the twin flame for this love position. In the recent past, done some research, looking around. Ooh. Made a recovery. Your 10 of Swords ending. So according to some kind of a research, you've made a recovery. Only upwards from here. Intentions and expectations. Let's see. Page of Wands. In the near future. What in the heck? We've got this 9 of Wands in the reverse. Paranoia. Somebody's paranoid, exhausted. The lens is being looked through. Five of Pentacles. They could have lost everything. Unstable in the environment. Completion. Hopes and tears. Page of Cups. Somebody's hoping they can get new love. Somebody's afraid they're going to get new love. Outgoing energy is the Devil. All right. There we go. Okay. Fighting. The Devil. Still causing rivalry here. Yeah. But you're very powerful here. You're going to come back. So they come at you hard. You're coming back harder. You're like, whack, 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 whack. And there is a divorce. They are not happy. They're getting disconnected from you. This Devil has been fighting with you. And that's justice. Justice says, enough is enough. Enough is enough. The Empress deserves love, and she's gonna get it. Nasty Jacks. She's very generous, or this is a star pouring out generous healing, generous charitable rejuvenation healing. And very swiftly, there's a Tower and death. So there's renewal for some and death for others. According to the skill development and the mastery level, we're getting a wish come true and a welcome home, a homecoming. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles has 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. And the trickster is afraid of the truth. Setting you free, moving forward, and where it's going to take them, I don't know. Take that as it resonates. All right. So I'm just going to try to make this a quick one because it gets a little late and I still have some things to do. Thanks for being here, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Life is treating you kindly. So we've got this Knight of Cups making a proposal. Prince Charming. Prince Charming. Knight. Got a Knight. A Knight comes forward. I want to press the final button with you. I want to take this step together, but please be patient, my love. We will know when the time is right. All right. In the challenge position, we have the King of Cups. Whoo! Secret weapon. Peeping. So in the challenge position, we have a King of Cups peeping, revealing the arsenal of the unseen, maintains a facade, guarding your privacy with care. So your protector here is this King of Cups, and this Knight is challenged because this King of Cups has their eye on them, and if anybody tries to come toward you, it's like boom, freaking shakalaka, because it looks to me like this King of Cups is your person. And there's a Knight there trying to wiggle their way in or something. It's odd, you know, because, you know, so the lovers are there, the strength of two together. They're already joined in this spirit, right? And you got somebody here wanting to intervene, interfere. They already know they are not connected. And they already probably know that the one they're chasing is already connected. And they're wanting to interfere. Somebody's wanting to interfere. It could, well, we'll get more clarification. Gambling. He's taking a gamble. This could be somebody who gambled you in a past life. They've been talking about your psychic ability and your amnesia, how you don't remember them from previous brutalities. And they're wanting to come forward and pretend that they love you and that they want to spend the rest of the eternity with you. And they are taking a gamble. They have dreams of hitting the jackpot. You are the jackpot. and you're already connected with somebody, and you got some jackwagon here who's wanting to come in and step in, even though they already know that they're not present. So they're trying to step into another man's energy that's connected to a feminine. Research is here. So you have recovered from a Ten of Swords burden, perhaps. Or these ones are resisting an inevitable end. So, yeah, the walls are closing in. Removing walls by cultural differences. There's no more space for denial, only for resolution. It's like they kept the twin flames apart, but you are united here in the spirit or something, and you've got somebody trying to come into your 3D space to interfere with that. Yep, they want their freedom. Maybe you're getting your freedom, and they want to come back in and re-trap you by tricking you. This person abandoned you, puppeted you, took the value out of you, chased quick gains. This could have been somebody who sacrificed you as a pizza girl or did something with you when you were a child, using you to get rich quick. They puppeting you through love in the toilet, didn't give a shit about love, just make me some money, honey. So that could have been, that's their expectation. This is somebody's expectation. Intention and expectation. Somebody's doing the research. It could be that they are resisting an inevitable end. The walls are closing in. Chasing quick gains with the pizza girl. Puppeting them and abandoning them, their love. Trying to get their freedom by using the younger women. 9 of Wands in the reverse. Overwhelmed, on edge, paranoid, drinking, fighting. Could be having some stuff going on in their head. 5 of Pentacles. They may not have any money. Their favorite weapon of war is relationship. They're very good actors and actresses. They can really hold, I'm old and I've had my experiences with people. And in my perception, from what I've experienced, is that these ones can hold form for about a year before it starts to fall apart. When they first meet the family and the friends, and they gotta develop that persona, right, and those connections, so that later when they let their guard down and they start to let their true colors show in the home, everybody else already believes they are this and that and this and that, and because they're not present there in the moment when they let their mask off, then nobody can believe it. That's just the way that it is. So it could very well be that this knight is taking a gamble. This King of Cups is watching them, and they're going to get zapped by this secret weapon. But they're taking a gamble. They want to come. Ooh, freaking Casanova. Sorry, it just fell out. Casanova doesn't have shit. They're paranoid, exhausted, on edge, drinking, stuck in a routine. They could be upset over your self-discipline. They're paranoid. You've got self-discipline. They're stuck in a bad routine because you are empowered. You chose sobriety over alcohol. You gathered your mental faculties and you commanded them rather than just, You focused on the long-term discipline rather than short-term goals, which means that now Casanova is in the toilet because they couldn't harvest you. You commanded your mental faculties, and then you managed yourself well while they were brutalizing you. So this is the completion of that cycle. Comparison. It could be that this is the completion of these ones comparing themselves to you. Casanova going up against a little girl, sucking the flower right out of her vajayjay, and all the money that comes with that womb. Isn't that just lovely, Casanova? Such a charmer. Everybody needs one of those. Hopes and fears, we've got the Page of Cups, right? So the Page of Cups could be coming in to offer new love. They're hoping that they can get in with this new cycle. Look. So Page of Cups offers love and then does fake digital shit on the internet or whatever, and then exploits people. Or maybe, new love, creative opportunities. This Page of Cups could be in the film industry, exploiting people. Like they could have done something in the love, in the love industry. That's what it looks like to me. So they got somebody on film, and then they exploited them. They got somebody on film doing something with a pizza girl, and then they exploited them. We got the Devil and rivalry here in the outgoing energy. So, all right. We got overloaded, lifesaver, danger approaching. So, all right. So it looks like we're going to have this big old, the grand finale, right? The grand finale. The devil's coming out of the shadows to fight. Danger is approaching. You're not alone in this storm. They might need a lifesaver. Maybe danger is approaching your rival. Maybe danger is approaching your rival. They're on overload. The devil could be, those devils that were so mean could be fighting with your scary friends. What do you know? What the F do you know? We got the freaking devil here, overloaded by your friends. Your scary friends, by the root. The root, the crown, whatever you want to call it. The higher you go, the bigger the boogeyman gets. The devil met their match, or they're gonna. The devil is fighting with this, because you're not alone, right? You're not alone here. So you're not alone in this storm. As you gasp for air, salvation appears a breath away from safety. Danger is approaching. So this devil was rivaling with you. You're not alone. Danger is approaching, and they're overloaded by it. They're trying to mess with you, but you're not alone. Alrighty then. So this devil is coming in, and then your scary friends come in and overload them. Hello. So they said that, so these guys apparently sent somebody in to the hell realm with psychedelics, and they went lower or deeper than the adversary thought. And it was a woman. They said she went deeper than I thought. So this devil is now, who couldn't get as deep as you, their grand family, a female or whatever, their female queen, whatever, she couldn't get as deep as this one went. So God or somebody, whoever is out there, in the unseen guiding this person, which would be God. It's like, and then they exclaimed, he sent her in with psychedelics? And it's like, yeah. So you think that people who get into drugs or whatever, you think that they're just bad, evil people and deserve to get burned up by a fire, all right? But God is every freaking where. And a lot of people get trapped in that circumstance. And it begins when they're a very young child with addictive parents who then kind of mold a life path, right? And you have to then become an adult and then create your own different life path. You have to make different choices for yourself and then be the parent that you didn't have, right? Relearn stuff. Anyhow, it looks like we got a devil here who's rivaling you. They're fighting with you. There's conflict. Woo, conflict. And because you're not alone in this, and you went deeper than the devil thought you went, you got scarier friends than your enemies. And they're overloading this dudes, whatever. False flame is starting to malfunction. No freaking exit. False flame, malfunctioning, no exit. Oh! Imprisonment. Ho! They shall not step on this commitment. They shall not step on the unions. They shall not interfere with these family trees or the fruit that comes from them. They shall not tear up their roots. These bark beetles are being pest controlled right the F off the foundation. Your channel is being promoted with source and all of that. And there is the trump card. There, you could be the trump card. The King of Cups could be the trump card with this secret weapon. Holy moly! Ha! Woo, doggy! Woo, doggy! You're not alone in this. A sense of foreboding fills the air. You've got scarier friends than your enemy, overloading this devil who wants to fight. What the hell? They're malfunctioning. The false flame is malfunctioning. No exit. Imprisonment. You got hidden riches. Reserved power. Surprising when least expected. Your channel is promoted, and when you're connected to source, when you are the divine's transmitter receiver, it's symbiosis in the most divine way. And they shall not be messing with this union and the tree that comes from it. They shall not touch. Shredder, your ability to bend without breaking and then bounce back has them in the shredder. These people who are wearing masks and mimicking the value of those people who have actual value are being condemned because they went out there and targeted. They tried to screw up everybody's O's. Destroy marriages and families. Oh, with false information, stealing the love of the gift and calling themselves successful. They are distracted now. Oh yeah, everything they put on you is coming back. Every nasty thing from the beginning to the end is being done on them. And you're going home. You're getting saved. You're seen as valuable. You're worth saving. You've got high honor. You're going home. Just us. Oh. Oh. You're worth saving. And these money worshipers are out there drinking, kicking themselves in the ass. They're like, what the hell? They're numb over it. Numb. Seeking help. Those who were looking for petty gains are seeking help. They're being warned. There's a big warning. Firing a warning shot as a sign of authority and control. We're getting a new beginning. There'll be an unexpected event. Some kind of breakthrough. The twin flame. Woo! Gonna be breaking through any minute now. Just you wait. There's going to be an unexpected surprise for those who were manipulating fierce, independent women of somebody's twin flame. Woo! You're in trouble. Trouble. Caught in tensions. Looking for an escape. They're trapped. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. So here's the thing, even if we can admire and, care for people, but when there's already a union, that should be respected, and honored. But it looks like we've got a Knight of Cups who's wanting to step in. They want to step in. They want to get an easy life. They want to get an easy life. They want to press the final button with you. They want to get a restart with you. They want to get this easy life. They're challenged by this King of Cups who is guarding your privacy with care. This is your person, this King of Cups. Ooh, he loves ya. Gonna protect you with this secret weapon. You got these little femme fatales or whatever, and they're little knights trying to go scam on this King of Cups twin flame. Casanova lost everything. They lost everything. They need to try. They're taking a gamble. They're taking a gamble and they're trying to scam on this King of Cups twin flame who he's already wed to spiritually, and you got this bloke coming in. Look, married. King of Cups is married to this person in the spirit, and they're about ready to break through now and give these devil Casanovas a what for. So Mr. Knight of Cups wants to get this easy life with you, but you're already with somebody, which means he doesn't love his life. He doesn't love his life because he doesn't have this. He needs to be with this man's wife because he needs an easy life. Effing side hustle, man. He wants to try to replace your spiritual spouse so that he can side hustle your effing energy. You're married. And you got this ding dong here taking a gamble. And he's challenged by this King of Cups watching, keeping a careful eye. He's not distracted. This is his wife. This jackass is coming up, scoping on this man's wife. The research has been done. There's regeneration. You've recovered. These guys are trying to resist an inevitable end. The walls are closing in. There's no more space for denial, only for resolution. These guys aren't faithful. They don't pray. They don't believe in God. They just want to side hustle your twin flames freaking energy. And then live in the freaking moment. They say, please be patient, my love. We will know when the time is right. I want to take this step together and press the final button with you to live in the moment. But there's one person on that beach. This person doesn't want to get the ultimatum. They want this easy life. And they're targeting this King of Cups spiritual spouse, taking a gamble, wanting to harvest and side hustle the energy of her so that he can live in the moment by himself there on the freaking beach wearing a foo-foo hat. They're not praying. They're not faithful. Intentions, expectations, Page of Wands. You're getting free. You are free. They want their freedom. They're chasing quick gains by going after a pure one, a pizza girl, an innocent purity, to puppet them and then to abandon them. That's their intention and expectation. It's what they want to do. They're resisting an inevitable end. They're coming forward and they were trying to step between this King of Cups and his twin flame who are already married in the freaking spirit. This person is going to get blasted. Shocking news. Shocking news. It could be that they're going to get abandoned because they were puppeting. There is a message. One of the messages was, what was that message? He said, did you try to bind her? And there's just chatter, 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 chatter. Like they're trying to talk fast, right? They got shocking news. It's seen very clearly. So we got the Nine of Wands in the reverse. They're paranoid. They're exhausted. They're stuck in a bad routine. You're empowered because you chose sobriety over alcohol. You rewrote your existence. And you elevated up out of the mire that they had you in for apparently centuries. You focused on long-term discipline and you did it. You were very serious about it. You still probably are. You're probably so freaking serious. You're not willing to entertain anybody else's opinion about it. Divine freaking feminine. Yeah, so this Knight of Cups is going to come in and try to sweet talk Divine Feminine. They're stuck in a bad routine, or they're just paranoid because of this bad routine they got stuck in. Sweet talking Divine Feminine and then side hustling her energy. Dude is paranoid because your King of Cups is here and he's got a secret weapon. Oh, this dude is in trouble. He'd be better off to stay out of your energy because you are wed and that means this energy is shared. Nothing goes unnoticed or unseen. You're being guided by source in this union. Yeah, somebody is the sweet talker is lost everything because he's an effing Casanova who's been out there sweet talking divine feminine, probably promising to be the husband and be there forever and oh, I love you, baby. And then what? Get that tap and tag, get that connection to the womb of power, and then just, yeah, they're losing every freaking thing. Because he did it. He tapped and tagged, and they enslaved the divine feminines that way. Because once they tagged them, you know, through this little cord or whatever, they could dump in all this vile orgy shit. They could do whatever they wanted to the energy of divine feminine once they sucked her into having reckless sex. That's why they like alcohol so much. It removes the inhibitions or whatever. Brings down the guard. That's why they always like to go out for drinks. Round and freaking round. So they're going to go around and around now. They're suffering a financial loss. They're losing everything. They're going to be Casanovas getting poverty. The world is turning on those who were comparing themselves to divine feminines, these Casanovas, who tapped and tagged and drained the wealth out of the womb without ever honoring a freaking word that they ever said. Look. So they were doing love spells on people who didn't want to be single. And then they were coming in with no freaking strings. So they were doing a love spell on people who wanted to get married. And then once they had this reckless sex after a bunch of effing sweet talk, they said, oh, no strings attached. They got what they wanted. All they had to do was freaking tag the freaking vajiji so they could start siphoning. They're one of the most vile entities ever, man. Look. We've got divine masculine. They could be wanting to drink to cope, or maybe divine masculine is drinking to cope. Maybe they're drinking to cope because divine masculine is here. So divine masculine is here. They're drinking to cope. These Mr. No Strings Attached who went and sweet talked a divine feminine and then drove her, manipulated her into this cycle. And the only reason that it stopped this time is because divine feminine said, you know what? I don't need you, sweet talker, and I don't need this alcohol, and I don't need any of this whacked out effing knight in shining armor bullshit, because y'all are a bunch of side hustling freaking gamblers, bunch of addicts, tapping into everybody's freaking bank accounts. Page of Cups here. So Page of Cups was manipulating, offering new love, and then making videos of it, and then exploiting people, bribing them, probably getting paid not to tell. Or it could be the Page of Cups, who is seeking love and got exploited, is not going to be unalived. You know, because there's a lot of innocent ones out there who had this sweet talking situation and then had this reckless sex or whatever, and then they, did a video of it, and then sold it on the black market, exploited people, made money. And then sold it on the black market and said, I have a corded connection. That's my tag. That's my chattel. You can go in there and have some of it for pay. Go in, be a dream lover. Go in, astral project to their bedroom and just take some of that sacral. That's what they were doing. They were going in, sweet talking divine feminine, tapping and tagging it, and then they were getting the reckless sex, and then they were making the video, and then exploiting people, like telling people to come in and take some of that and then exploiting them or whatever. I don't know. We got funeral in the reverse. What the hell does this mean? The devil is there wanting to be a rival. The bark beetle, the uninvited guest of the middle realm, really, they're very, very mean, very, very scary. They're very, very professional and clever when it comes to brutality. I mean, really, you know, humanity with their love and their damn caring and compassion for people and stuff, you know, it's a weakness, or they considered it a weakness. But you're no longer alone. Salvation is here. And danger is approaching these devils. They're overloaded. These false flames are malfunctioning. There's no exit for them. They're going to prison. You've got a hidden riches, and you've got reserved power. Your channel is being promoted, your telepathy. You could be reaching further out into the realm of the realm of potentiality. And you are committed to making sure that these little devils and whoever else does not come in and destroy this tree. Freaking psycho. Doesn't want to let go. Crazy obsessed psycho doesn't want to let go. But you're committed. Your channel is being promoted, which means your sensitivities are being increased, which means your empathy and your ability to sense disturbances within the energy of the environment, right? So you're the sentry, the sentinel, you're the scout, whatever you want to call it. So now you're here committed to making sure that no effing buddy comes in here and messes with these family trees. You know that this crazy little devil likes to come in and marry into the clan or the tribe. That's their favorite weapon of war, is to get a contract, get a court of connection with the soul of the nation and then tear it apart and claim everything that they are. So you're committed to making sure that this psycho does not come in there and mess with your stuff. Now, they don't want to let go. They certainly don't want to let go. You know, they keep coming in. This dude is like a shapeshifter. It's like this guy has sacrificed so many people that he keeps coming up to this woman wearing a different face. It's like he keeps shifting into these various different sacrifices and approaching this person. He did it just recently and this curator said that he approached her and said that he loved her, and she said, "There's no love in you, stay away from me." Now, I don't know why this damn psycho just doesn't get arrested. If she's familiar with the energy, she knows there's no love in him. And if he keeps approaching, then he should just be arrested. He's violating her energy. She has learned her karmic lessons, and she has earned her spiritual gifts. She has earned her initiation rewards. She has ascended, is being promoted. Somebody who is not of the same DNA is getting readings. This is a different species. They have been commanding and controlling the essence of humanity for some time. You know, these guys have been working real hard to replace us, to make us go extinct. And they damn near freaking made it happen. It's something like 60% of humanity they have claimed. They have tweaked. They have turned into a living Wi-Fi tower or something. Yeah. Somebody's true colors are seen and they're under pressure, feeling like shit. They could have a bunch of stuff going on in their head. Yeah. And yeah, they're having these reckless sex, those who have muddied the energies of the realm by just sleeping with effing everybody. And you know what? Apparently, I saw a video, apparently 80% of Caucasians are clones. There's only like 20% original human beings out there. This curator and his buddies, you know, they think that you stars and suns are collector's items. You're original, you're organic. You've got this, you know, these connections that go back, right? Way back. Whereas the clones and all of that are what, go back to the 1800s or something? So they don't have like this soul history that you have. Wild. So we've got reckless sex in a firestorm of karma. Somebody who popped the question, who married you, they're guilty, they're embarrassed, they're feeling guilty, or somebody is feeling guilty for bumping heads and then mimicking your value. And then ghosting you. They could be having massive regrets for ghosting you, for treating you like shit. But God is fed up with this mind games and these deceptions from these jackasses that are wearing the made in the image of body. Damn assholes. In the romance. Just so they can siphon out the freaking wealth and then pretend that they actually contribute anything to the freaking world. We're saying goodbye. Queen Bee is saying goodbye. Those who love themselves are saying effing goodbye. Good freaking bye to the thug. Say the twin flames. Yeah. Something could be a secret, or those who are sending love messages and keeping secrets, they're going to the police station. It's too late. It's too late for the mask wearing shady whatever to get their way. They're going to court. They're being arrested. They're in their feelings. Maybe they're being arrested for what they've done to the emotional body of humanity. Regarding love, sacred connection, this beautiful, sacred connection. Bad news, heartbroken. Bad news, heartbroken. We've got what? Bad news, they're heartbroken over what? There's bad news over a love child being trapped in this toxic lifestyle. They trapped the divine loved children of God's family in this toxic lifestyle and then drained them of their freaking divinity and then wore it. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun. Da-da-da. Now it's done. Now it's done. And now the trickster illusionist misses you. Jezebel doing the workplace affairs, sleeping with every freaking buddy at work, tapping, tagging, woo, raking in the dough. Now, this fake spiritual guru is in a downward spiral and they're blocked. They could be spying at you from secret accounts, losing sleep. Because you're getting your wish. You are free of this love-hate situation mirroring you. You were giving them love and they were mirroring hate into your mirror. Every blemish. They were putting so much hate into your mirror when you were giving them love. So you're free of it now. They left you hanging without closure. Family. They boogied off, had a great time, slandered you, and took all your stuff. and then made it impossible for you to get by, and then took even more from you and said that, you know, you didn't deserve it. So now they're effed up over you because you're closing the cycle where sex addicts with bad credit feed on you. You're turning your back. They're getting rejected. They're rejected from your GPS. They're not coming with you. You're turning your back on them and for the history, for what they did to you. And that's what in the indigenous culture, you know, after, you know, so long of this bad behavior, eventually you just have to turn your back on them and walk away and not allow, cut all cords and just not allow any connection. We've got somebody that's not happy. They're running away. They are being separated from the illuminated ones based on the discoveries and the truth. Here. 50 minutes. All right. Well, I'm just going to, we're going to do one more card pull and then I will go ahead and cut it short. Just a quick one. You do have a cycle there that doesn't want to let go. And I'll tell you, according to my soul instinct, this is the point. This right now is where these guys come in and do a 3D unaliving. They, no matter what, they do not want these humans, twin flames, coming together. They're making a gamble. This guy is freaking in the central energy, taking a gamble to try to side hustle this King of Cups spouse, man. I guess this Knight of Cups thinks he can take this King of Cups and his secret weapon. Well, if he's coming my way, I can tell you right now, absolutely NF no. Oh, they've got hope. They got hope. They want to live an easy life and they want to come in and tap you and then throw your shit in the trash and then, you know, they want your energy, but they dislike the personality. They want to split the two apart. They want to fragment you, boom, get it on, and then throw you away while they puppet you. It's exactly what they've been doing with all of the little girls, all of the young girls, all of the innocent and pure ones. They come in, they stalk them out. You know, and they're psychics, so they can tap into the psychics. And then, well, they're not actually psychic. They harvest the gifts and the clairs and all of that at the crossroads from initiates who have earned those gifts. And then they push them back down the hill and take their honor. This is over. But they're still trying. I am tired of this malicious behavior dressed up as a desire to press the final button with you. No, you can't press the final button with anybody. Side hustling gambler. No. Casanova POS. Why? Because this King of Cups and his spouse are committed to each other. You're going to get slammed with that secret weapon, bro. With every ounce of freaking stubborn will I have, if it's for me, and every ounce of skillful will he has, boom, mother. May your tires go flat, bro. May all your freaking air come right out of that tire. Don't give a crap. Don't give a crap. Thousands of years of this kind of crap is enough. Freaking bro. Uninvited freaking guest. Always horning in on somebody's energy. Out there pushing in, trying to drag it out. The life force that flows through that womb. Dude is a freaking Whack job. He might have an accident. The research has been done. The research has been done. They're resisting an inevitable end. You are recovering, removing the walls built by cultural differences. Those divides that once seemed unbreakable. There's no more space for denial, only for resolution. These guys aren't prayerful. They weren't prayerful. There's no faith. They have no faith. They did not have any faith in these beautiful... See, they didn't think... It could be that they were trying to steal the faith and the connection of these beautiful divine feminines and others, but I'm speaking for them, divine feminines. Getting sweet talked and then getting sacrificed and used as an exhibit. So we got prayer in the reverse. What? They didn't want the prayers to be answered for the rose. Home. So what? They don't want you to get what you were praying for? They wanted to strip the rose from her source connection and take her home? Whew. Maybe these guys, their prayers are being denied. The walls are closing in. They're resisting an inevitable end. The walls are closing in. Their prayers are not being answered because of what they did to the purity of divine feminine in their home, in their haven, in this beautiful space, in her own home, man. In her own home. These fellas asked to project into divine feminine's home and do shit. Shocking news. Page of Wands. Looking for freedom. Page of Wands could be free, or he's receiving shocking news. Chasing quick gains using the pizza girls, the young girls, the flowers, those beautiful pure ones, and then puppeting them, stripping them of their wealth, pulling it right up out of them, throwing their love in the trash and hiding them from the world. Male or female, take it as it resonates, but is this pizza? So that's the young girls, right? So these are pedophiles. These are pedophiles, and they could very well be, this page could very well be free of this thing. This page could very well be somebody that was used like that. But we've got this Knight of Cups who's coming in. They're hoping to get with this person, but this King of Cups is already married to this person. It's an oath, a pledge, a devoted union. And you've got this Knight here. This Knight is... Dude must be insane because he's taking a gamble. Or maybe the strength of these two together are dealing with this gambling side hustler of an uninvited guest. Take it as it resonates. So shocking news, shocking news. Page could be free. Those who are chasing quick gains on the youth, on their sexuality, puppeting them, throwing their love in the trash. We got shocking news. Somebody might be shocked by the truth of it. There could be a miracle. There's some kind of a miracle here. You're free. The roses are going home. Look, they try. Oh, their prayers aren't being answered. The walls are closing in because of what they did. They're paranoid, exhausted, stuck in a bad routine of sweet talking divine feminines. Yeah, they don't have anything else going for them. They never probably had an actual job. They never actually had to be responsible for their own self because they've been harvesting off that womb of independent, fierce freaking women. Oh, they're paranoid of you because you are empowered, sober, disciplined, And they thought they were going to be able to come in and sweet talk you. And you're like, excuse me, son, what you got going on there? Tell me again, Knight, how you want to feed. 5 of Pentacles, Casanova is going round and round. And I heard them say, so the cycle's repeating? And somebody said the cycle's repeating. So the cycle is repeating for Casanova. Now, they're getting kicked out of the territory, and they swear they're going to be back. They swear that somewhere down the line, nobody's going to remember about them vampiring souls, devouring them, and trying to eliminate the upper Star Nation's soul tribes by using trapped earth angels and then mimicking them to go up and create havoc in the actual space. Look, we've got encounter in the reverse. So Casanova is losing everything for what he has done to this divine feminine. They're going to go through rounds and rounds and rounds of cycles, and they're not going to have any love, no encounters, no intimate unions. They're going to have to get their own frequency up. They're going to have to learn to activate their own light body rather than siphoning out of divine beings who have. They're going to have to develop into something worth the life that is moving through them. What a jerk, man. So the world is turning on those who were comparing wallets. They're still doing love spells on people who want to get married. And Mr. No Strings Attached is drinking to cope. They're dealing with divine masculine. What's divine masculine? Yeah, they're drinking to cope because divine masculine knows the truth now, the hidden truth of long ago, thousands of years ago, when they first freaking did that to this person. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Boom. Oh, Page of Cups, offering new love, trying to get a digital whisper, exploiting others. We've got Funeral in the reverse. Shadow. There is no death. They didn't stop. They were given time. Funeral in the reverse. There's no end of the shadow. They didn't stop doing this shadow crap. They were exploiting people by having this reckless sex, by videoing. They could have been like putting cameras into people's homes or whatever. And then they must have offered them some kind of opportunity to be nasty, and they did, and they were filmed, and then they exploited everybody, enslaved everybody, shamed them, and they didn't want the whole world to see their true colors, so they didn't. But they didn't know that God sees it all anyway. So this devil is in competition with you, but you're no longer alone in this. Danger is approaching them, and they are overloaded. Your scary friends are scarier than your enemies. This false flame is starting to malfunction. There is no exit. They will go to prison. You have hidden riches and reserved power. Surprising, folks, when it's least expected. Your channel is being promoted. It could be your telepathic reach. And you are committed to protecting those new families and their trees, their children, right? Which will grow into generations of wealth. You're committed to protecting those trees from this psycho. This psycho doesn't want to let go. Yeah, so you're committed to protecting those trees from this psycho who is tormenting people. I heard somebody mention a reptilian shapeshifter who is tormenting people. It could be somebody like that. Your channel is being promoted. You're going to pick up on the energy of this low vibrational entity. You'll be able to alert anybody if it comes into the territory or wherever that is. It could be that your commitment to these families has this crazy freaking psycho in torment. They're being bound. They're in bondage because they're trash. You've solved the puzzle of this trash. And now this is the end of their opportunity to sweet talk powerful divine feminines, in these powerful divine feminines who wanted to get with a powerful divine masculine and actually build something magnificent. But you got these false flame devils who just want to come in and dip their wick and freaking suck the life out of a freaking powerful soul. Too late now. Now they're in eternal regret because they had joy, they had fun, they had seasons in the sun. But it is said that some people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And these ones were only there for a season. They had fun in the sun. And now, look, they're having financial issues because you are successful, you're royal. You're royalty. You are identifiable. And you're letting go of those people who were being criminal lovers. There's a change and a transformation here. The apple is wide awake. Her energy is pure. She takes her life seriously. These guys had trapped these powerful divine feminines and then drew off of their power and used that to present themselves as successful conquerors in the world. But they only conquered the divine feminine. And how do they do that? By molesting them, typically when they're young. So this is divine intervention on the copycats that have been mimicking you. And we've got communications records, all kinds of records about this gamble that they took with this toxic attachment. These addicts gambled and prostituted your energy. Yeah. So this is a forgotten person. Things are going to cool down. They may actually freeze. Like, because they were talking about cryogenics and stuff. These third-party enemies. Like, this clown was camouflaging themselves, pretending that they had all the answers, that they had the key to success. But this was a snake, a clown, a performer. They might have been coming after the key, pretending that they were the key. You have found the core of the problem, which is this snake clown. The pit. You know, these guys, I don't know what they are, man. I heard archons earlier, but you got these big giant stone men, you know, with the lion under their arm, and they're, you know, they consider themselves freaking conquerors or whatever, right? So it could be that the cats are getting a new beginning, that the light is going out for these Casanovas. They're going silent in your intuitive knowing. They can no longer tap into your intellectual property or the property of those upper dimensional soprano realms. You are reconciled. Your soul song is known, Rose. You're identifiable. You're identifiable. You are missed. You have investigated and you are missed. eager to meet you, eager to see you. You've got talent. And there's unfinished business here, though, for you and your person over there in the sun, right? Because we've got to balance the scales. And folks are drinking and running right now. Drinking. They might be giving up. They're paranoid. We've got divine timing. You are ascending. You're being promoted. You're the crown, right? Royalty. You have solved the mystery about why these twin flames have been single. Why are they always single? And that's because of these ones. These false flames coming in, tapping and tagging, and then doing magic, binding, hexing, cursing, possessing. So the history here, the photographic evidence of whatever, and we got breakups going on. It's the end for those ones who had been breaking people up. It could be that they were providing pictures or videos that were false, that were causing these people, these marriages, these powerful divine masculines and feminines to break up. It's like they were wearing masks, and they have these clones, right? These near perfect duplicates. It's like 80% of Caucasian people are apparently clones. And they're competing with the original ones. And what's sad is that the whole lot of them, 80% were coming up against 20%. Apparently it's worked, for centuries, but I guess it didn't this time. This is the message. I hope that it brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.